The children have been taken out during class time at some points to work on upskilling, and while they have missed out on work in the classroom, the children that I picked, I felt, were able to catch that up fairly quickly, and I think that the benefit that they've got from going out and having Digikidz opportunities has outweighed the bit of writing that they might have missed. One of my Digikidz is particularly capable, and he can now make a slideshow to go on our blog, and he's learning how to actually put that on the blog himself, and I don't think he would have had the confidence if he hadn't had that Digikidz training. Sustainability will be an issue going forward because Victoria hasn't had a class. She's been able to work with them during class time, which is something that as teachers we don't get to do. I have tried to sit down and train my own Digikidz in the classroom on something I wanted them to work on, and it was just impossible with 17 new entrants. So we'll have to look at that going forward, how we can build that into our programs, because we feel that the children that I've got now as Digikidz as year ones will be absolutely amazing Digikidz by the time they get to year 6.
Having the Digikidz in my classroom has actually been a real bonus for me this year. In past years I've kind of tried to train kids up myself, but it's been a little bit haphazard. This year, having somebody in school who's actually come on in, taught them things, taken the responsibility off me, taken the pressure off me, and I've just really benefited from their training. One of the things that I did do when I chose my Digikidz this year was I looked at children that possibly did a little bit of extension, maybe didn't have responsibilities in other areas, and it was really good to be able to give kids that weren't shaping up in other areas the chance to be a Digikid. They have absolutely loved doing it, and they really feel they've got an important job. Takes the pressure off me, it's fabulous. Way to go, Digikidz.
Hi, my name's Kathy and I co-lead the Shelley Park Primary School ICT contract with Victoria Fair, and I lead our middle school and our senior school syndicate. Action research was part of our EastNet cluster requirement. At the beginning of the year, Victoria took on the challenge of an action research project, and the concept that she investigated was the use of Digikidz in our junior school. So the Digikidz, to begin with, actually worked with our junior school students and junior school teachers. At the beginning of the year we had a few new programs that were introduced, and one of them was Kid Picks, and we asked if they could come up and support some of our students, and they were absolutely fantastic. They knew their way around the program. They were fabulous at explaining what needed to be done. They were really good. I can see that the same sort of concept was going to work really, really well in other areas of the school, to be able to have those experts that teachers and students could just draw on at the drop of a hat. So when our teachers were integrating ICT in their classroom, it was basically a person that they could call on that could support them in maybe some area, or an area that they weren't particularly familiar with. The way the Digikidz worked in middle and senior school was I took them away and worked with them and upskilled them so that they could then go back into their classroom and they could use a variety of programs, and they were able to support their students, but even more importantly they were actually able to support the classroom teacher. They are really quick to pick up new programs. In my classroom, because I integrate ICT pretty much on a daily basis, I found that my ICT kids have been fabulous, but I have got lots of experts in the class, unlike other teachers who are maybe less confident to use ICT regularly. And it's those teachers, I think, that's where I've seen a huge benefit for them, because they're able to just call upon that person to really quickly solve a problem. One of the things that I think is also really important is that you need to actually have in your head or in your mind what sort of generic programs you want to, as a school, to use, so that those children are not basically bond, so you're not sort of flitting from one web tool to another, so that you actually have some good basic core skills that, or programs that your students can use. The programs that we chose at our school were VoiceThread, Kid Picks and Photo Story, and to be able to have those students being experts in those has been fantastic. and I do think it's really important, especially when you are beginning, that you don't have too many tools, otherwise it can be quite daunting for them. Would we be interested in continuing with Digikidz? Yeah, I think it's a great concept, especially if you are a school that is new to ICT integration. We disbanded our computer suite several years ago and it was the best thing we ever did. It's just so good to have the equipment in the classroom that you know that your children can just pick up and go with straight away, instead of having that allocated 45-minute slot twice a week, or sometimes it's only once a week, which really is just of no huge benefit whatsoever. To be able to have the equipment that's there on hand that the kids can actually pick up and work with, and they can present their work, they can investigate, they can go searching for whatever they need to be, whatever subject they're learning at the moment. So yes, I would definitely look at Digikidz. Yeah, if I was a teacher that really was not a confident ICT integrator, which I was many years ago, yeah, fortunately it has been something that I've actually really enjoyed, and I just see the benefit of integrating ICT. My kids just love it, the look on their faces, and one of the kids even today just said, "Oh, I just so love our blog." And yeah, I just think that if I was someone that wasn't confident, to be able to have that support and know that you could call on those kids, I think is just huge. It just makes it so much easier, and that's my big thing. I don't use the Digikidz to the same extent as I know other teachers do in the school, but I get emails regularly from staff that say, "Oh look, my guys are absolutely fantastic, it was great, they knew exactly what to do, they knew exactly how to put that video on the tripod, they knew exactly how to download that video and pop it onto our server, and then to be able to then upload it into a voice thread or upload it into DivShare is just, it's really good to be able to have that. And I actually think that that's, and I could actually talk to you about the gentleman that came with other classes. I will have to go and edit it because some of it is a little bit rocky, and one of the little